Good afternoon, everybody present here today. I am Alankrita, journalist at Fairgaze, and today I am in an online interview, honored to be in the gracious presence of Dr. V. Bindu, Principal, Hosur Public School, Karapalli, with a combined Masters in English Literature and Psychology and a PhD in Counseling. Dr. Bindu sees her role as a principal as a pedagogical leader, having worked her way up in her 23 years of teaching. She joined the school as its principal. I welcome you, ma'am. Hope you're in good health.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Rita.
So, before we move on to the questions today, I want to extend my heartfelt wishes to you on being selected for the CBSE Teachers and Principals Award 2019-20. And I am very eager to know your views on certain questions which are important. And so, with your permission, I would like to start with the first one.
Yeah, please.
So, ma'am, having been selected for this award, what do you think are the key areas you would like to refine more in students and their learning?
Many things are there, Alankrita. Many things I really want to have a change in the mindset of the children. Initially, I'll be telling you something. I have seen many high performers, many bright students going down in their academic performance. I have seen that many times. So what I really want to have in the children is they should always adopt a positive mindset.
Correct.
So immediately when the marks go down, they get a feeling that they are useless. Their confidence level will go down.
Yeah.
They are not at all self-motivated also. They'll think of ending up the whole thing. So that should be changed. I want my children, all the students community to adapt that positive mind, or one positive mindset, So they should not be succumbed to the failures in their lives. So that is one thing. Another thing is that they should work from where they have gone wrong. That also is missing. They see only that aspect. No, see, I am a failure. I'm hopeless. I'm a total misfit for the society, misfit for the family. So instead of thinking it in that way, where have I gone wrong? Such a reflection is never coming out from the side of the children. It's really saddening.
Yes.
Sad to notice that. And in the classroom also, I really want my children to ask questions, engage in the classroom activities. So most of them would be simply daydreaming, or they will be simply listening to the teachers, or when the teachers ask them to write down the notes, they'll write it down. That's all. Their mind is not in the classroom. So they are not serious about, they don't know the meaning of Shraddha or concentration. They miss it. So that's again my concern for the children. I really wish them to be a little more attentive in the class, asking questions also. Instead of them being asked, why can't they ask questions to the
interactivity? Yes.
Yeah. So by birth, they are all creative and innovative. When you go to class LKG or UKG, you'll be bombarded with questions from the side of the children. But when you go to the higher classes, they never ask questions. Why is this happening? What's going wrong? So maybe we have to be blamed for that. We adults or teachers have to be blamed for that. So all these are true, but I really want in a classroom, students are engaging, they are asking questions. They should be a little more organized also in their life. If something is there, they are behind that only. If there is a co-curricular activity, they are behind that. They will not come back. Yeah, that balancing is missing. Correct. So they should look into the time management aspect.
Yes,
how to balance, where they have to go, what's their goal, that dream. And it is attainable. That is something interesting. They don't know that their dreams are attainable. So set goals which are attainable and try to strive for that without losing the mind, without getting distracted. That is what I want my children to have a change upon.
Yes, ma'am. Also, I would like to ask you that you've you are having experience in literature, psychology, and counseling, and in teaching for over 23 years. So, have there been instances where you gained learning experiences or any learning takeaways from your own children, or where they were a source of your inspiration?
Alankrita, I am here only because of my children. Every day I learn from them. My students taught me many things. I cannot even count them, but some of the things which I remember, see, when I, in the classroom, when I take classes for them, when I crack jokes, when I say some anecdotes from my own life, they are so happy. They are keen in they listen to me properly. So that I learned from them. Children really, they love to hear funny stories, jokes, and our own life stories, life incidents. So immediately, see, that's the way I immediately take their attention back to the class.
Yes.
So that I learned from them. See, why the teachers are so serious. I really want all the teachers to be so funny and enjoy the time in the school, enjoy the time in the classroom, have fun with the children, learn from them. So they are new generation kids. So we can learn many things from them. Even the technology, I often seek the help of them. See, when I want to know something latest, some trends, something what's happening outside, many areas,
they come to the rescue.
They are good at it. So I'll be discussing, many of the time I'll be discussing with them. They are really creative also, highly creative and innovative. So I learned another thing, we adults, we wait for perfection, We don't jump into something when we are not very confident of. But that is not the case with the children. Once they start to learn something, immediately they want to put that into practice.
Yes,
they are not afraid what will happen. There is a serious aspect of that also, negative side of that also. They want to experience. They want to explore into that so quickly. So that's again I learned the positive side of that. Like, why do we wait for the completion of that learning? Why can't we apply that? Why do we think what others will think of? So that,
correct.
See, without looking at the consequences, they take decisions also quickly. So that also I learned from them. So see, we have to learn many things from the children. And nowadays, children are not at all judgmental. Yes. They are not judgmental. And many of the children whom I have met, they are ready to accept things as it is. Right. They are ready to accept when they come in. So that also, flexibility, their innocence, their love for pleasure and happiness. These are some of the things which I have really learned from my children.
Beautiful, ma'am. Also, ma'am, I would like to ask you a very, very important question now. So, what are your views on the new education policy 2020? According to you, what changes can it get? Is it workable, or do you think there are still loopholes?
Now it's just like a national education policy is also just like a pandemic now. Every nook and corner we can hear the debates on NEP. This is only a vision or a dream from the side of the government. It has to go a long way to reach to a framework. Correct. So we await for the framework that government saying that they will come out with in this year or maybe in the next year, 2021. And there is a gap of 20 years also for the implementation to be completed. So many changes will be there in the society. So I am really, personally, I like NEP very much. Most of the changes that they envisage are really, really good. That would make wonders in the education sector.
Yeah.
No doubt about that. Especially the structure has changed. The curriculum also will be fun and playway. Many pedagogy will be entirely interactive. and they will be learning many languages,
Mother tongue, yes.
bilingualism,
Yeah.
and vocational education, knowing India and different culture. Many
Correct.
things are excellent. Bagless days. So I really doubt whether everything will be implemented properly. For example, vocational education. 50 years, even since 50 years, we have been hearing about this vocational education, but no change has happened in the education sector because of that. Because the mindset of the people have to be changed a lot.
Absolutely.
They still believe that when the children learn pottery or carpentry or something like electrical work and all, why do they learn? Parents think that why do they learn? My child is born to be a doctor. My child is born to be an engineer or IAS officer. So why should he learn cooking skills? Why should he learn this kind of carpentry and all? So that attitude, that difference between white collar and the blue collar jobs,
that needs to, yes.
that divide is still existing in society. If the mindset is not changed, I don't think it cannot be implemented in a true spirit as per the NEP policy. That is something, many loopholes are, even the regional language. Children should be, as far as possible, they should be taught in regional language. It's a good thought because concept would be clear. But many oppositions, we hear about that too. So anyway, we can see some changes. We'll be seeing some changes in soon. And higher education sector also, children can choose any stream. Science students can opt for humanity. So it's all great. Entry, exit, flexibility given for the students in the college or in everything is super. So let's wait
for the execution.
And personally, I'm an optimistic person. I believe that everything will come back as the changes or as the society demands.
That's wonderful, ma'am. You've given us wonderful insights today. And I congratulate you once again, along with wishing you loads of luck for the contribution that you're still looking forward to making in the lives of these beautiful children, ma'am. And thank you so much for taking your time out.
So I'm so thankful to Fair Gaze for giving me this platform to share my views. Thank you. Thank you so much, Team Fair Gaze.
Thank you so much, ma'am. We are honored.
Thank you, Alangra. Thank you so much.
Also, I would request everybody to take some time out and like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.